Hi, I'm Dalistoo, and I'm African. I'm from a small country in southern Africa called Namibia. And I've never been to the US personally, but after spending years consuming American media like American movies, American TikToks, American YouTube videos, I've come to realize that Americans do certain things that would be considered strange where I'm from. So here are 10 things Americans think are normal but are odd to me as an African living in Africa. Number 1 on the list is tipping or tipping culture. Oh my gosh, I hate this one so much, and that's why it's number 1 on the list, because apparently you have to have a little extra money left to tip on top of already paying for the service and for the food that you've bought. That's just so annoying. And it's just not it's just something we don't do in Africa. Like, it's not mandatory. In America, it's like it's gotten to a point where it's like, oh, you can't even go out anymore. Like, it's to the point where waiters that work in restaurants are like, oh, if you're not going to tip, then don't go eat out in the first place. I'm just like, whoa, if I'm paying for the food, then your salary should come out of me paying for the food. Why do I have to add more money on top of what I already paid for? Like, imagine if you just had enough for food and you didn't have a little extra left for the tip. Apparently you're a bad person. Apparently you're it's sort of kind of like a rude thing to do if you go to a place and you eat and you don't leave a tip. Like, it's so weird.
Restaurants in major cities across America are being forced to put automatic 20% tips on checks during the World Cup, as tourists who are coming in from Europe and elsewhere, where tipping culture is very different, are not leaving tips for servers and instead demanding that restaurants pay a fair wage. It's a very interesting development. According to the New York Post and other reports, restaurants across New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Kansas City, and elsewhere have been putting automatic 20% tips on all tabs during the World Cup. Why? Because foreigners, not from the United States, where tipping culture is very different, are coming into the United States and not tipping, not out of stinginess, but rather out of a different sense of culture. Their culture is different than ours. But it's sparking a very important debate. Instead of tipping culture, how about restaurants just pay their servers and employees a fair wage?
You could tip in Africa, like, it's not taboo, but it's not mandatory. It's not like, oh my gosh, you're such a brokey, you can't afford to leave me a little extra money, you're such a brokey. Like, waiters' wages do not depend on tipping culture here in Africa. Like, no, we're paying for the food, and that's where their salary should come from.
Let's talk about this right here, because this was posted in a tip wage workers Facebook group, and I think it's time that we as a country talk about this. So it says, dear guests, your server is not a volunteer, they don't work for free, we don't serve for free. So let's do some math. If your bill is $100, their pay is $2.13, which is tip wage workers minimum wage, plus the $20 tip, so your total should be $122.13. And the part at the bottom of that gets me every single time is they say, if you can't afford a tip, you can't afford to dine out. And I made a Facebook post responding to this saying that, can we stop saying if you can't afford the tip, you can't afford to dine, and start saying if a restaurant can't pay its employees a livable wage without depending on the generosity of customers, then they can't afford to own a business. Because I don't understand how billion-dollar companies tricked tip wage workers into believing that the customers are the problem for not wanting to pay extra on top of the bill we already paid, and not the billion-dollar companies that should be paying their employees a livable wage. It's only in America we got to deal with BS like this, because I've been to 3 different countries that have the same restaurants they have in America, and I didn't have to tip at any of them because they don't do tip.
I feel like if I was to go to the US, bro, I'm not leaving tips anyway. Like, just see me as a rude person. See me as evil, demonic, for not leaving a tip. It's fine if you wanna, like, I don't know, feel like you wanna beat me up because I did. It's fine. Feel that way. I don't know. $20 extra. Do you know, like, what? Like, on top of $100, I have to add 22 extra. I have to have 22 extra dollars. Like, that's just annoying. I could have bought something else with that $22. And it's the way the waiters themselves are angry at the customers for not wanting to tip. Like, where am I gonna get 22 extra dollars, bro? Like, bro, nah, I hate that shit. And I feel like the American economy I feel like it can be draining from what I've seen, because it's everything wants your money. Like, subscriptions, everything has a subscription. You have to tip wherever you go. You can't buy something without tipping. You have to pay for. It's like everything just wants your money, and that's nah, bro. Number 2 on the list is sugar consumption. I don't know if it's propaganda, but Americans consume food that has way too much sugar in it. Like, I don't know what the obsession with sweet things is. I feel like sugar is loved everywhere around the world, even in Africa. But in America, it's like, why are you ordering a Starbucks coffee and half of the cup has sugar in it? and the other half has syrup and ice and milk. Like, what are you doing? Are you trying to get diabetes? Are you trying to get sick? Are you okay? Like, that's a suicide attempt. You can't tell me otherwise. No way. This is like 3,000 calories in a cup. 3,000 calories in a cup. That's way too much sugar, bro. I don't know. It has to be sad. Like, it has to be a joke. Someone in the comments says United States of diabetes. Like, oh my gosh, like, no, there's no way this is actually real. Like, no way someone actually ordered this to drink for consumption. This has to be for content or something, because
there's this Starbucks drink trending on TikTok. It's an iced venti pumpkin cream chai tea latte. Little do you know how much sugar is in it. 1 pump of vanilla syrup, 5 grams of sugar. 2 pumps of brown sugar syrup, 10 grams of sugar. The chai tea latte, the chai tea pump, there are 6 pumps in here, 53 grams of sugar. The pumpkin cream on top, that's just 40 grams of sugar. And then the oat milk has an additional 9 grams of sugar. That's a total of 117 grams of sugar.
117 grams of sugar in 1 cup. And like, this is stuff that I see people ordering in like American YouTube vlogs. They're like, oh, give me a spiced pumpkin latte with like, with like 15 pounds of sugar. I'm just like, it's fine. It's 7 a.m. bro. It's 7 a.m. Why is that the first thing your stomach receives? 17 grams of sugar. And it's not just the drinks. You'll have a lot of sugar trends. For example, a few weeks ago, I don't know if it's still trending, but it's like you put like pineapples in like a jar of Kool-Aid or something, and then, sorry guys, I can't stop thinking about Debbie Da. Debbie Da. Sorry, but like pineapple in Kool-Aid, and then you drink. Oh, let's just watch the video.
Yo, bro, you about to fuck up your whole shit every time. It's a hidden flavor.
It doesn't even look appetizing, like. Oh my god. Devika. Number 3 on the list is consumerism, and this one should be number 1 because it pisses me off so much. It's the labubus.
Now, some people might call this an addiction, which I'm okay. They're right. It maybe it is. I'm obsessed. Okay, I'm obsessed. I can't think about anything else. I love it.
It's the Dubai chocolates. It's the Stanley cups. And now I've seen like, what is this like? It's like balls filled with like glitter, and like people are excited to find like the ball with glitter.
Okay, and then you're mad because you got a squishy?
It's my birthday!
Stop!
We got the room! Look at its little face on his little grass. One. Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Yes! We got it!
Life is worth living. Life is worth living.
It's just like what are we doing? We are messing up the planet, guys. Like, Africans also like love following trends. Like anything that happens in the West will eventually start trending in Africa as well. Like Stanley cups were a thing for a minute, but it's not the level of consumerism that it is in the US. Like, for example, when the new iPhone is dropping, we have people lining up from 4 a.m. Many hours before the store opens in the US to get the new iPhone.
I've been here since 6 o'clock this morning.
While Mark Rivillier spent the last 12 hours waiting in line for an iPhone,
like, that's not happening here. Like, no one, are there people in Africa that line up and no, you're not gonna find that. Or like, no one is buying 50 Stanley cups just to store. No one is doing that.
People always ask, how many Stanleys do you have? I know I'm not over 100, but I know I'm close. They used to be in rainbow order, and then it just got out of hand. We're gonna start here because they're easier to count. They're 3 deep, so we can say 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54.
3 days later.
57, that's 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. That's over there. We have 68, 71, 74, 75, 76, 77, got 78 back there, 81, 84, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. This is the green Starbucks Stanley. I just haven't taken it out. This one's up there. I've got 92 40-ounce Stanleys. There are only 8 more to go.
Unless they're a content creator or something, like no one is stocking. No one in I don't know. No one in Africa is stocking up on Labubus just because it's trending. Like we are gonna buy something that we think we will like. For example, people have, I guess, having an iPhone in Africa is like sort of like a status symbol because they're like what 2 times more expensive in Africa than they are in the US. So yeah, but like you're not gonna have someone lining up at 5 a.m. or like 3 a.m. setting up camps outside the iStore just to get their hands on the iPhones aren't gonna finish. Apple's gonna keep making everyone's gonna get an iPhone, bro. Like calm down. It's so annoying. Like I hate consumerism so much because it's so bad for the environment and for the planet. No, please, why are you guys like that? Especially for things that are so unnecessary, like Labubus. Why are you having a shelf with 50,000 bro, come on, let's be for real. And it's like grown as adults lining up for these things, for Labubus. I think it was like the Starbucks cup thingy, like it was like a Starbucks. We have people lining up to get a glass cup that is shaped like a teddy bear from Starbucks. We have people fighting each other. We have people buying it and then reselling it at a higher price as if it's gold or something. Like,
would you queue up at 4 a.m. outside a Starbucks for an overpriced cup? Well, it's 4 a.m. Birds are asleep. The moon's still out, but somewhere in the distance, you can hear the faint sound of middle-aged adults sprinting towards Starbucks. Not for coffee, not for a morning caffeine boost, but for this, a bear-shaped cup. Because apparently adulthood now means collecting expensive glass animals like it's Build-A-Bear for the emotionally unstable. A look at this madness. Fully grown humans, lined up, camping outside at 4 a.m. in the freezing cold, just to buy a cup. A bear-shaped cup. Meanwhile, the billionaires are asleep, dreaming of your next paycheck. These cups are being sold for about $30, and scalpers are reselling them for hundreds of dollars online already. And look, if you buy a Starbucks bear cup for $400, then you pretty much deserve to be scammed. Somebody's paying their rent flipping bear mugs, while you're out here fighting Karen from accounting over glassware. Actual fights have broken out over a Starbucks cup.
That's not fair! That's not fair!
What are you doing? Where are we as a society, guys? Like what is that? You never see that in Africa. Like no. If something is trending, we're gonna be like, yeah, I'll get it. You get it with your time. Like there's no rush to get what? Consumerism, guys. Oh, I hate it. And another thing I want to talk about is the way Americans are so easily brainwashed. Like, oh, the Stanley Cup craze. Like, it all started from a video of a car burning and the Stanley Cup was the only thing that survived. And then all of a sudden, everyone wants a Stanley Cup. Like, why are you guys so easily brainwashed? Or like, why is everyone just, I don't know, it's like once something starts trending, everybody just flocks. Nobody sits and thinks, do I really need a Labubu? Do I really need that Stanley Cup? I don't even drink coffee, you know? Like, before I buy something, ask myself, do I really need it? And then if I don't buy it. I don't care how trending it is. I'm not getting something that I personally do not like. Like, you need to be your own person and like decide if you actually would like something that's trending. For example, I didn't get myself a Stanley Cup, but I know a lot of my friends that have gotten them. It's just like, it's not for me because first of all, I don't drink coffee and I don't really be in environments where I need to like keep things. I just don't need it, you know? I just don't buy it even. Like, people just buy things that they don't need. It's stresses me out. Number 4 on the list is, I was so broke, I was sleeping in my car. Like, how are you broke and you have a car? Like, if you had a car in Africa, like, you're getting hoes, bro, you're getting bitches. Like, bro, I was suffering and I used to sleep in the back of my car. You have a car that you put gas in and you're broke and struggling? Nah, bro, like, having a car is like, I wouldn't say it's like a luxury in Africa, but like, you're not poor, you're not broke if you have a car. Come on, a car, if you're living in your car, okay, no one really does that. Like, I feel like you would be considered suffering if you're living in your car, but still, just the idea that, or like just the fact that you have a car, you're not broke, or like you're not suffering, you're not poor. Calm down, you're just in a bad phase in your life. Our poor and suffering is, you can't afford food, you know, if you can afford gas for that car, bro, you're not suffering. Like, come on. Yeah, like our version of broke and suffering is like, you don't have food, you can't buy yourself basic necessities, you're living on the street, not in a car. Come on. Number 5 on the list is making fun of kids on scholarships.
Here's a statistic for you. Based off your clothes, there's a 99.9% chance that a scholarship is the only way you could afford Berkeley. Or even community college.
Like, and I've really only seen this in American movies where it's like a kid, a really, really smart kid that is not from a rich family, goes to a very expensive university, and they are made fun of for having a scholarship or like being on a bursary or like being funded by the university or some company of some sort. Like, what? In Africa, that's a luxury, bro. Like, if you have a scholarship or a bursary, that's like the goal. Even if your parents can afford it, like that's like you are smart enough that companies or the university is willing to fund your education, and that's something to make fun. That's something people are making fun of you for. Like, what? That's weird. Like, having a scholarship here in Africa is like, damn, you got a scholarship, you must be smart. Like, you are so lucky your parents don't have to source out money from their pockets to fund your education. Like, it just doesn't make sense, because if I'm on scholarship, I'm gonna graduate without student debt, right? Or like, I'm gonna graduate without my parents having to source out money for university, and you're gonna be in student debt, and you're making fun of me? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, being on scholarship here in Africa is like, damn, congratulations. Or like, being on a bursary is like, damn, congratulations. Not you, the scholarship kid. Like, what the hell is that? Like, what? It's not even, it's so opposite. Like, it's so, I don't know. If you're an American watching this, correct me, because I've really only seen it in movies and like dumb men videos where they like make fun of the scholarship kid. But yeah, you guys tell me, because like Number 6 on the list is saying, I grew up poor, and then you show us a picture of your house and it's a double-story house. It's a 2-story house and it has upstairs and an attic, and you grew up poor in the suburb? Like, bro, okay, I wouldn't say having a double-story house or like a 2-story house is like, oh, you're wealthy in Africa. Like, maybe like middle class, of course, as Africa is developing, so like sort of like middle class. But if you have 2 stories in your house, that's not poor, bro. Like, 2 stories, like 1 and then 2, and then you run upstairs when you're mad, bro. Some of us run to the cow's kraal. Some of us, when we're mad, we don't go upstairs. There is no upstairs to go up to, bro. Like, what? You have a 2-story house and you're telling me you grew up poor? Nah, bro. Like, ugh. Come on. Like, growing up poor in Africa is like you're growing up in a shack where when it rains, water is falling into the house and you are sleeping in wet things, the house is flooded. Like, that's growing up poor for us. Like, you're living in a shack and you're living in in a container of some sort made out of, I don't know, metal tanks. That's growing up poor. Not, I grew up poor and when my mom would shout at me, I would just run upstairs. Like, you have an upstairs. And you're complaining? Bro, hilarious. When you get mad at your parents, you run upstairs. Some of us, we climb trees. Some of us, we run into the mahango field. What do you mean you grew up poor and you live in a double-story house? Like, shut up. Number 7 is eating microwavable foods or like packaged foods as struggle meals. Like, I don't know, packaged foods, microwavable foods here in Namibia are so expensive. Like, a frozen pizza is like 200. It's literally way cheaper to just go to a pizza place and get an actual pizza. Like, that's not a struggle meal, that's expensive. But I guess in America, microwavable foods are like affordable, and when you're struggling, that's sometimes all you can afford. So yeah. A struggle meal for me as a Namibian would be going a week straight eating only mahangu and ombidi. Like, the moment you're eating, I don't know, that's like my family personally. I don't know what other people's. If you're Namibian watching this, comment what's your struggle meal. Like, if you're struggling financially or as a family, what do you guys eat? In my family, if we're struggling financially, is we're gonna go like 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight eating pap and ombidi, no meat. That's how I know that we're struggling. Like, that's how I know in Moya Kuku, that things are hard. Oh my gosh, like eating, oh, that's so annoying. Eating pap and ombidi for 3 weeks straight, that's, nah, I hate it. I love pap and ombidi, but like when it's excessive, nah. So I guess, I don't blame Americans for like eating microwavable foods, because like you guys don't have traditional options to like fall back to. So I guess that's the more affordable thing for you guys to do. Or like buying pizza when you're struggling, like, what do you mean? I was broke and I know I just bought a pizza because, you know, I'm suffering. Like, bro. Crazy work. Number 8 is deciding not to go to university straight after college or like high school. Like, what do you mean you're trying to find yourself? I just want to find myself, you know, I just want to know what I want to do with my life. Like, you don't go straight to university? Nah, bro. Like, if you don't have like a degree of some sort in Africa, and especially if it's not engineering, medicine, or law, those three, you are seen as like a failure, bro. Like, you have to go to university, like here. Yeah, like, or like, let's say you want to like become a content creator, like, and you don't want to go to university. Nah, you're a failure. You have disappointed the entire family. You are a disappointment. In Africa, you are a disappointment. Like, you can't just decide not to go to university. Like, what do you mean? Like, if you want to give your parents a heart attack as an African child, you would tell them that you don't want to go to university. They'll be like, what? What will you do with your life? Oh. As an African child, the only way you can pursue your real dreams is if you're pursuing your parents' dreams as well. Like, your dreams, your parents' dreams, they should like this. You can't just decide to do what you want. No, you can't just decide you're gonna pursue what you want to pursue. No, you have to do what your parents tell you. If your parents want you to become a doctor, you have to become a doctor. If you seriously, if your parents, oh my gosh, my eye. If your parents tell you they want you to become a lawyer, like even something as simple as taking a gap year, like in my country, it's just like, oh my gosh, you're wasting your time. That could have been your first year of your degree. Like, oh, like it's not really looked down upon because sometimes there really is a space in the universities and stuff, or maybe you didn't get into the degree that you want. That's the only time a gap year is expected. But taking a gap year to find yourself. You the craze? We can't do that. Like, or like getting a job immediately after high school. Like, no, we don't do that here in Africa. Like, it's high school, university, getting a job. Like, it's not just, you can't just decide, I want to become a content creator. Like, you'll be seen as a failure as an African child. But I guess Americans have the liberty and the freedom to just, oh mom, I want to start a business, or I want to just become a content creator. Like, that's exactly what I'm doing. Like, I love making YouTube videos. Like, I love making content. So I have to combine a university degree with content. I do love the degree that I'm pursuing, but I mean, that's the difference though. I love the degree that I'm pursuing and I also want to be a content creator. So I guess I'm not being forced. Like, it's not by force that I'm doing content and university at the same time. It's just like, yeah, it was it is. Like, yeah, I don't want to just depend on content, because being a content creator is not a sustainable career. Let's be for real. It is a profitable career, but it's not a sustainable career. So I just want to have a degree as well. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know. What are you African kids doing out there? Yo, did y'all rebel against your parents and be like, no, I'm not going to university, I want to become a content creator? Number 9, and this is one I really wish we could do as Africans, is getting a job when you want money, or getting a job to buy something. Like, that's a luxury. The fact that, oh my gosh, I want the latest iPhone, let me go get a job so I can be able to afford that. You can just go and get a job in the US, like as an American, or like as someone living in America. If you want the latest iPhone, or if you want to buy a car, you can just go to Starbucks and start working, or like you can just go to McDonald's and start working, or like work as a sales, or like work at a gas station. Like, it's so easy for you as an American to get a job. But for us in my country, I just feel like it's unemployment is a huge thing in Africa in general. Not in every African country, but I know South Africa, Namibia, I don't want to mention countries that I'm not really sure of, but I know there's like a job crisis. Like, you can't just decide to get a job. You can't just decide, you know what, the new iPhone 18 is dropping in September. I want to go get a job so that when it drops, I can afford the iPhone, you know? Like, you can't just go get a job. Like, it's really hard to get a job, because I don't know if it's I don't know what it is, but like, there just isn't enough jobs for everyone. Like, if I wanted to get a job right now, like, I would have to use like corruption. Like, I have to know someone in a high place, or like, have a connection so I can get a job. Like, it's not just easy like that, I can't just wake up and be like, oh, I'm going to Hungry Lion and I'm going to get a job. No, you'll be competing against people who have been waiting for that job for years and years. Like, it's not easy to get a job. Like, I remember when I finished at AS level, advanced subsidiary, I don't know if you guys, it's like grade 12th grade. I really wanted to get a job so that I could just have extra money to spend on things for university, like maybe like, I don't know, buying myself cute clothes for university, or like just have money, just to have money. But you can't find a job. Like, even in the holiday, you just can't find a job. Like, it's hard to find a job. The job market is really bad. Like, it's not easy to get a job unless you have a connection. Yes, then it will be easy. But if you don't have connections, if you don't know the manager of the store that you want to work in, or you don't know it's gonna be hard. It's just, so it's not, y'all are lucky that you can just decide to get a job, and we don't have that freedom, or we don't have that luxury. Final one on the list, number 10 on the list, the last thing on the list, drum roll please. Yeah, this one, putting your parents in a nursing home. We don't do that in Africa. Like, what? You're just gonna throw your parents away? Like, nah. In Africa, when your parents get old, they usually just go and stay in the villages. Like, because Africa is like, oh, we have the cities and then we have the villages, or like the urban. No, what? Where are villages? Like, okay, when our parents get old, we don't put them in nursing homes. They just go and live in the villages, like where there's not much development. That's not for Namibia specifically. I'm not really sure about other African countries. If you're from other African countries, tell me what you do with your old people. But what we do with our old people, our grannies, and even calling them old people is so weird because we are so like in touch with them. Like, I call my grandma, bro, like my grandma is in the village because she's old and that's just where she lives, and it's a good place to be. Honestly, I love going to the village because it's such, like, the air is fresh, there are trees all over, there's sand all over, the environment is natural, there's healthy food. Like, that's where our parents stay when they get old, and that's where I would want to stay when I get old. You know, like, it's just a nice place to be. Not putting our parents we don't put our parents in nursing homes like for some person to take care of them. Like, we don't do that. Nah, we don't do that. Yeah, and those are the 10 things Americans think are normal but has shocked me as an African. If you're an American watching this, tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. And if you're an African from a different part of Africa, maybe you're from Eastern Africa or Western Africa, tell me if there's anything that is similar between my country people and your country people, or like my experience as an African person and your experience as an African person. I would really like to hear the different opinions from different places in my comment section below. And also, I would really love to see you guys in any one of the videos on the screen below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, that is overreacting. Personally, I'm going to disappear.